Imagine an ocean carrying millions of stolen lives, every wave hiding a story of survival, courage, and history you've never been told. At dawn, the sea looked calm, but beneath its surface lay the bones of millions. Long before history books named it, the Atlantic Ocean became the largest graveyard on Earth. Its waves concealed a crime that unfolded over more than 4 centuries, across 3 continents, powered by profit and enforced by violence. This was the era of chattel slavery and the transatlantic slave trade, a system so vast and deliberate that it reshaped Africa, built the Americas, and enriched Europe, while destroying countless human lives. The story begins in 1444, when Portuguese traders, under the sponsorship of Prince Henry the Navigator, carried the first recorded group of enslaved Africans from the coast of West Africa to Lisbon. What began as sporadic raidings soon hardened into policy. By the late 15th century, European powers, Portugal, Spain, Britain, France, and the Netherlands, had established trading forts along the African coast: Elmina Castle, Ghana, 1482, Gorée Island, Senegal, Ouidah, Benin, Bani and Calabar, Nigeria. These places became choke points where freedom ended. From the 16th to the 19th century, circa 1500 to 1867, an estimated 12.5 million Africans were forcibly transported across the Atlantic. Historians estimate that 1.8 to 2 million died during the Middle Passage alone. The trade followed a brutal triangular route. European ships carried guns, alcohol, and textiles to Africa, enslaved Africans to the Americas, and plantation goods back to Europe. The African continent bled. Regions most affected included West Africa, modern-day Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, Benin, West Central Africa, Angola, Congo, and parts of East Africa. Kingdoms such as Congo, Oyo, and Dahomey were destabilized or militarized to feed the trade. The demographic loss was catastrophic, entire generations erased. Villages vanished. Oral histories ended mid-sentence. Then came the Middle Passage, the most infamous stretch of ocean in history. Enslaved Africans were packed below deck, sometimes less than 2 feet of vertical space per person, chained, starved, and exposed to disease. Slave ship logs from the 1700s coldly recorded deaths as losses. Rebellions erupted at sea, on ships like the Amistad, 1839, but most were drowned in blood. Sharks followed ships, trained by years of bodies thrown overboard. On arrival, the Americas absorbed the survivors into an economy built on forced labor. Brazil, under Portuguese rule, received nearly 40% of all enslaved Africans, especially after 1600, to work sugar plantations in Bahia and Pernambuco, and later coffee estates in the 19th century. In the Caribbean, islands like Jamaica, Barbados, Saint-Domingue, Haiti, became sugar factories powered by brutality. Enslaved people often survived only 7 to 10 years after arrival. In British North America and the United States, enslaved Africans were forced onto tobacco fields in Virginia and Maryland, cotton plantations across the Deep South after 1793, following the invention of the cotton gin, and rice swamps in South Carolina. Chattel slavery was codified into law. The Barbados Slave Code of 1661 and similar laws across the Americas declared enslaved Africans to be property for life, with status inherited through the mother. Violence was legal. Literacy was forbidden. Resistance was punishable by death. Yet resistance never stopped. From daily acts of defiance to full revolutions, none more powerful than the Haitian Revolution, 1791 to 1804, where enslaved Africans defeated French forces and founded the first Black Republic. Abolition followed unevenly. Britain banned the slave trade in 1807, the U.S. in 1808, but illegal trading continued. Slavery itself ended later: British Empire in 1833, French colonies in 1848, United States in 1865, Brazil in 1888, the last in the Western Hemisphere. By then, the damage was done. Europe had industrialized. The Americas had expanded. Africa had been fractured. And as the ships finally stopped crossing the Atlantic, the question lingered, one history still struggles to answer. What happens to a world built on stolen lives, when the chains are removed but the legacy remains. To watch the full video, click the link on our bio, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting hidden historical fact.